Hi everyone, this is Doreen from Privies and Prims. So I just finished stitching this snowman, and this is the pattern. It's Brenda Gervais. I did not stitch as many snowflakes as she has on the pattern. I just want it to be done. This was intense stitching on that snowman. I did not expect it to be that much because it was small, but it takes a lot longer than you expect. So I wanted to show you how I'm going to finish this. This is from Hobby Lobby, and I got it last year in Christmas 2023. There are the numbers on it. I don't know if they still sell it or not, but I got it last year for half price, so it was $2.75, I guess. So this is a piece of mat board that I got some pieces off of my local Facebook freebie page, and there's several pieces in there. So I cut that to the size. I'm going to turn this over just because that side has the bow and everything. So just to show you, I cut it to that. So there is a template that comes with the pattern. I just had to adjust it just a little bit, and this is stitched on 40 count. Now I think it's going to just fit. If I put it, say at the bottom of the stitching there, you can see the end of the arm there, and there's the end of the other arm. So it's just going to fit. So you might want to make your arms, those hands, just a little shorter. So I took this mat board and I used the Elmer's spray adhesive, and I get it at Walmart. And I took a piece of Warm and Natural and just drew with a pen the shape of the template, and then I sprayed it with the Warm and Natural and stuck the mat board to it. So now I am going to transfer this onto that, and luckily, look at that, you can see through it. So I can line it up just right, and then I'm going to have to pull it to the back and secure it, and I'm probably going to use hot glue. So I will be back and show you how I do that. Okay, I got it positioned where I want it. And what I did was lift this halfway up and spray the adhesive on the Warm and Natural, and then pushed it down, and then I did the other half. So it's just attached right now with spray adhesive, and you can see that you can see through it. So I don't know if you'll be able to see through your linen. So now what I'm going to do is trim all of this around here, and then I'll have to cut slits in it. This is my way. This doesn't mean it's the right way. This is just how I'm going to do it. I'm certainly not a professional finisher. This is just what I'm going to do. So I'm going to trim maybe 1/2 inch around, and then I'm going to cut slits in because it's round, and you have to do that so that it lays flat. So let's get that part done. Okay, I have it all trimmed and then the slots cut, and I'm going to plug in the hot glue gun, and this is how I'm going to do it, just like I do my punch needle. So I'm going to pull all this to the back, and then when this is all done, I will put some kind of trim around the edge. So if I have cut a little too high, you won't see it anyway because the trim will cover it. Okay, it is finished, and after I got I sanded off the design, and then I painted it blue. This is the same blue paint that I used to paint my doors in the cabin. So I don't think you want to go buy a quart of paint if you were wondering what color I used. Just use one that matches your threads. So this is one of my labels, and I just used Aleene's tacky glue and put that on. And this is the finish. So I'll tell you how I did it. As the picture showed, I turned the fabric back on the mat board and hot glued it. And then I took this trim, which is a mini pom-pom from Purple Paper Mountain on Etsy, and it matches the trees. So I wanted to just give a little bit of embellishment on here and bring out a color of the green. So I put a thin, on the back of this piece here, I put a thin bead, and I just did like a couple inches at a time, thin bead of hot glue, and then hot glued the trim to it, because there's like a flat part next to these little pom-poms. So I glued that around, and then I put a thin bead of hot glue on the back of the trim, and then stuck it to the board. And that is how it came out. Now for the buttons, I took just some floss that I had, and I sewed twice through, going in each direction. And I took just, so I wouldn't have a knot on the back that would stick out, I just took, for the end, I took a very tiny bit of hot glue and just kind of glued the ends of the thread at the beginning and after I was finished instead of knotting. And then I hot glued them on here. So I just wanted a little bit of embellishment down there. You could put a bow or something or some snowflakes, but I didn't have snowflakes and I like to use what I have, and I have a ton of buttons. So as I'm looking at this, after I got it mounted on there, I see that this part comes all the way down and this part doesn't. So that's probably a mistake on my part somewhere. I'm not sure which side is the correct side. And he's just a teensy tiny bit crooked, but I don't think that matters. I don't think any of it matters because I don't think anybody's going to dissect it like I do. And as I said before, I didn't put in all the snowflakes, but I put in enough. And this is going to be a late Christmas present for my mother. So, Merry Christmas, Mom. If you have any questions, message me. This is 40 count linen. And that's it, I think. If you have any questions, just send me an email. priviesandprims@yahoo.com. Bye.